Today's date is January 14th, 2025. It's a sign language. It's art. And I want to talk about art. I want to talk about people's nature to make art. It's each person's nature to make some type of helpful, comfortable, beautiful, and or fun. Some people do one, some people do two, some people do three, four, five different kinds of beautiful arts. Some people show more beautiful and or helpful about them, and they make money off of fairly by making beautifully, fairly, non-troublesome, supposed to be non-harmful, not supposed to wrong, cheat, nor abuse by art. Mainly person use is communication, the words called talk and writing, made up by lines and curves. People are using the talk, the writing, speaking, they're using wrong to mistreat, to wrong, cheat, or abuse person's head, to set person up, to get from them unfairly, or to mistreat them because they're jealous or insecure. But I want to talk about art. It's made up. It's beautiful, and that's what people do. That's what people naturally do. It's not fair for a person to say that a person is not natural because they make up beautiful. It could be clothing, drawings, pictures. It could be cars, housing, that people require housing, different types of food. Some food people require to have, some food people don't require to have, but it's a want, it's a fair want. They do for it fairly, it's fine. Some things, some beautiful, helpful things people don't require to have, but they do for it fairly, respectfully. It's legal for them to have it. But housing is a requirement for people to have. Whatever the baby requires in life, they require it all during their life body form. Called person, called human. It's a sign language. Each person's natural and they have feelings. They're not supposed to be treated as things that people walk, piss, and shit on. That's not how they're supposed to be treated, because there's some people out that's doing that and they're weak-minded. And they do it with other people that support them. They couldn't do it without the support of other people. And some of them wouldn't do it if other people didn't set them up to do it. Because some people are mistreated or wrong, cheated, and abused to practice abuse. There's many different reasons why a person's practicing unfair by words and housing and other beautiful, helpful made up. That could be fun, it could be helpful, it could be comfortable if a person use it correctly. Art, talking. It's one of the most common ways of what a person do to use to hurt people. There's a small amount of people that's using the words right. And there's more people that's using the words wrong. And they're using it wrong by advertisement, housing. They hurt people for money. They're behaving as not natural. They're behaving as a person that has been mistreated, wrong, cheated, and abused for the made up unfairly. They overpriced by housing, rent, buying houses, condos, sky-rise apartments, selling for businesses. They sell certain places for businesses, for people to do certain businesses. And they really shouldn't be selling it to people that's doing business with people in the communities. It should be given to them for free. If a person has beautiful, helpful, rich business that's helpful or wanted, they should be given certain housing or a business place. They should be given it so that they can practice their business there for the people in the communities. But anyways, I'll probably do about one more video today and I'll probably mention what 2 or 3 times, maybe four of what I've already said before in other videos, because I'm trying to make sure that I say it. But anyways, I wanted to talk about how people naturally make, and their make is supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be fair, it's supposed to be helpful or comfortable, it's supposed to be fun, it's not supposed to be harmful. Anytime a person or some people get together and make uncomfortable, make stressful, they're a problem. Something is wrong and they're required to be removed from their positions if they're doing for the people. If they're doing for people in the communities to get mistreated, they need to be removed and put some fair and natural doing people there in those positions to do for the people, to have what they require, housing. It doesn't have to be top notch, what they call a lot of luxuries in it, but it's supposed to have the basics: a bathroom, a kitchen, a bedroom. If they have children or a mate, someone, maybe 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. Depends on how many people they're taking care of. But it's for people, housing is for people that's responsible enough to be able to do buy it. And there's some young teenagers that do a real good job at keeping up their own housing. They decorate it nice. They make sure it's nice and clean, as decent as it was given to them. But there's some people that don't take care of right, and they require other people to be in the housing with them to help them, or to make sure they do what they're required to do in the housing. But I like to make these videos because I watch some videos, and a lot of times I go outside and people speaking the words to me. It's art. They're speaking the words to me unfairly, and they have a mindset. They're talking to me as if I'm supposed to do and by how they speak. And if I say no or respond a certain way that's fair for me to respond, they get upset. They're people that they have been trained or taught unfairly to believe that whatever they say is fair. They go by no rules. They say, and whatever they say or do, no rules required to, and there are rules. People are not supposed to use the made up, beautiful of any kind. Cars, words, numbers, dates. They're not supposed to use them to mistreat a person for no good reason. They're not supposed to do it because they're insecure or they're unfair control freaks, taught to be, or was mistreated by other people. So they go on and do it to other people because they couldn't do it to the person that mistreated them. So they're doing it to other innocent people. People need to be corrected as fairly as possible. Like if C can correct them without doing so unfairly, do it. If they can correct them as fairly as possible with no harm involved, no abuse, do it. But if the person is abusive, fighting and don't want to do right, they might get abused because they're not cooperating. But most likely there are a lot of people that have been mistreated and they practice unfair. And if if person is fair and natural, and the person is fair enough, they will cooperate, saying that they have the right help because they know that they have been mistreated. And they've been doing mistreating because that's what they've been doing. And if so many people doing it, they feel like it's all right to do it. But they know it's not right, and they know when to do it, and they know when not to do it. They know when it's safe because they do in a manner of which they think they can get away with it. If they think they can't get away with it, they're not going to do it. If some fair and natural, some people around that they think that's going to stop them or going to make them pay, they won't do it. But if they felt like safe where they can mistreat a person by some kind of way, they will do it. They're not supposed to give unfair to a person that didn't request it. If a person requested, they want their mate to be over them in some type of, so it's most like some females want their male mate to rule over them. I'm not that kind of female. I rule my own life, and I want my mate to rule his own life. If my mate If my mate is not as fair as I am, I'm supposed to rule over him. Otherwise, if we're both fair, we're supposed to rule together fairly. No harm done. But if a person wants to have their mate rule over them, it could be a female. Some male want their female mate to rule over them. That's their business. It's legal if that's what they both agree to. But they're not supposed to do it to other people in the communities. And that's what's happening. That's wrong. And it's causing breakups in relationships, and families are being broken up, and they're doing it on purpose, and they call it trials and tribulations. It's people that's miserable. They're practicing unfair, they don't like it, and they're mistreating other people by it sneakily, seeing or believing they can get away with it. I just want to make some points because I'm almost 57, almost 60 years old, and I've been telling people for years, since a little girl, when I could learn the words. I didn't know them as good as I know how to say them now, but I knew when a person was saying those words unfairly to me. If I didn't understand it, I would say no, or if I knew they were saying it wrong to me, I'd say no. And they're supposed to obey. They're supposed to listen because I'm not their child. And what they were saying was wrong to say to me. Those are two big reasons. If a person know they're not fair and they're saying what a person don't require to go along with, they're supposed to stop. When I was a young girl, some people, some grown adults used to call me the little black little girl. And I used to say no because I go by the colors in the crayon, in the coloring box. I use the brown crayon, the light brown crayon, the brown crayon, or I color lightly with the darker brown. I color lightly so it'll be a lighter color brown. As closest to my skin color as I can get it. It may be a little lighter, a little darker, but person get my point. I don't use the black crayon. I don't practice racism because that's not my skin color. So there's people that keep putting me through it. I'm almost 60. I go to court, and I have to go to court because people put me in it. When I seen a police report that they won't give me, but I seen it in a meeting that I had with a female about a year ago because they try to act like I am not competent, and they know I am. They know I speak better than them, and I believe I live better than them. The people that's saying the words unfairly about me, I am doing better than them, and they're saying that I am them. And I'm not them, and I don't practice that business. They're practicing black and white, like they're really saying I don't have feelings. They're really trying to say I don't have feelings, I don't have any say-so. Because if I speak up in the courtroom and say certain words, they don't want me to say them. But the judges are supposed to be there to support me and make sure I don't get mistreated. The judges and the attorneys and the police. And if they don't do their job right, they're supposed to be removed from their positions. Just like doctors and nurses, if they don't do their job right, they're supposed to be removed from their positions and put some fair and natural doing people there that want to take over those jobs and refer to themselves as a police, a judge, a doctor, a nurse. But they're supposed to be fair doing under those labels, under those titles, under those sign languages. Sign languages are signals. It's a name that a person put on something, and it's very helpful. It's very, very helpful. But the sad part is there's good doctors, there's bad doctors. There's good police, there's bad police. There's good nurse, there's bad nurses. There's good judges, there's bad judges. There's good witches, there's bad witches. There's good devils, and there's bad devils. There are good devils. There are some males and females that practice some unfair business, but they're fair about it. They're legal. While there's some devils that's not fair about it, and they require to be